Hello, this is Mythos History. I am your narrator. So far, we have covered a few dimensions and some interesting people, but every once in a while, my researchers come across a person, let's just say they're exceptionally special. The story I'm about to tell you now is from a journal for some such person. The way they wrote their correspondence telling their tale is a little bit different. They kind of wrote it like they were in a movie. So the part kind of like he added a director's commentary to what he was describing. Those parts I will make my voice sound a little bit different just to keep things from getting more confusing. So let's dive in to a story of an exceptional person that works behind the scenes. I hate this place. Hate it with every fiber of my being. I hate this assignment. It would be different if it was the first time doing it, but this would be close to the 20th
The
time
shocking,
I've done
good-looking
this.
man with the body of an Adonis stood still as people walked past him.
Now remember, reliable narrator.
The man had just gotten off the plane and surveyed the building in front of him. The horde of business casual office workers passed all around him. With a heavy sigh, the man hung his head and walked among them. One by one, the people made their way through security. Bags were checked, wands passed over their bodies. Most importantly, lanyards were checked. The man stepped up, his briefcase was checked, and his lanyard scanned. "Morning, Mr. Woodhull. Nice to see you again," the security guard said as she smiled. The man returned the smile. "Thank you. No matter how hard I try, I can't seem to stay away." The security guard smiled again. "A consultant's work is never done." "Something like that. Have a nice day," the man replied. "Have a nice day, sir."
I suppose you are wondering why that was so easy. See, bureaucracy is the key here. None of the government agencies make their own security lanyards. That's subcontracted out, of course. Get one of these puppies at the source, and all government buildings are your oyster.
The man walked into the lobby of the building proper. People milled around. Some power walked to the elevators. Others stood in line waiting for the cashier at the little coffee shop kiosk. Everyone wore different variations of business casual. Polo shirts, khakis, suits and ties without the jackets. The women seemed to wear either pantsuits or the appropriate length skirts with the button-up shirts. The man walked to the elevator and went in the first one that opened. Within seconds, the elevator was filled with people. Floor by floor, the elevator emptied. At last, the man was alone. During this ride, music played. Once he was alone and the infuriating pop song ended and the chords of a masterpiece started, but now it was done in a cheerful, bouncy sort of way. The man tilted his head and half closed his eyes and looked at the speaker with disdain and hate. The doors opened to reveal a spacious hallway. The floor was filled with glass walls and cubicles. If one wasn't paying attention, they could get lost. Every floor looked the same. The man walked and turned down a similar-looking hallway. This one led to an open room, the break room for this floor. The man sat down and put his briefcase on the table and opened it. He pulled out a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and waited. In between bites, he checked his watch, the only thing that could make him stand out. A white-face analog watch on a large black leather cuff wristband. Frowning, the man ate his sandwich. It would be hours before he could do anything. The man took out a survival magazine. Add overtones of right-wing militia, America type of thinking. But it was the best one on the market, and it was good to keep up on new tactics and strategies. A young man dressed similarly walked in. "Hey, how are you doing today?" The man looked up from his magazine. "You know, same shit, different day." The younger man squinted. "What project are you on? How's it going?" "Depends on who you ask. My manager thinks it's still my first day, and I don't know anything." "I feel your pain, man." The young man sat down. "So what are you doing on the project?" "Again, my manager thinks nothing." The young man. "Wait. This is confusing. The man is me. The younger man is another dude. That dude is African American. To keep this simple, I'm going to call him Black Office from here on out. You know, like that TV show." Black Office sits down. "It's like you are living my life," he says. Black Office then sighs. "We are so behind. I just know we will have to come in this weekend. I heard a rumor you guys were, but everything around here has to be taken with a ton of salt." Black Office laughs. "Ain't that the truth?" "Oh, by the way, I have no idea what he's talking about. In these office settings, you can just spew general phrases, dumb jokes, and conduct a conversation. With great ease, I might add. Anywhere in the world. The office culture, any office setting, is that fucking stupid and bland." Black Office downs a 5-hour energy drink. "So what brings you up this way?" You know, hiding out, taking my lunch up here. I had 3 days to finish my report. Got it done in 2. If I turned it in now, I'll just get another assignment, but now instead of 3 days, I will only have 2 to finish it. Competence is a dangerous thing around here." Black Office leans back. "Dude, I know. Just make sure you get it done before the monthly office birthday party. Extra special this month. Falls on Hawaiian Shirt Friday. Tiny bubbles and cheap sheet cake." The man closes his eyes. "That this week? Totally forgot." "Yep. See you there. Wear your finest hula girl shirt. I gotta go." "Later." "See ya." Black Office walks out. The man just sits there. He had a few more minutes before he had to get up and move. If Black Office comes back and sees him still there, he will know something is up. After a tasteful 5 minutes, the man gets up and takes the elevator to another floor and sits in another break room. "I swear to God, this actually happens to me." The man sits down and opens his magazine and starts reading about which kayak is the best for a bug-out situation when Mexican Office walks in. "Hey, how's it going?" "You know, same shit, different day." "What project are you working on?" "Well, according to my manager, nothing. Been here forever and he still thinks it's my first day." "Ain't that the truth?" "Hey, I heard a rumor you guys might have to come in this weekend." "We might. It sucks." "Really? I take everything with a ton of salt. Thought it was this gossip." Mexican Office laughs. "You are a wise man, but it looks like we might have to." "Hey, I better stop talking your ear off. You gotta get done so you can attend the mandatory monthly birthday party. It's extra festive this month, Hawaiian Shirt Friday. Brush up on your Don Ho." Mexican Office sighs. "Don't remind me. See you later." The man slightly sings. "Tiny bubbles make..." Mexican Office's voice comes from the hallway. "Not funny." The man gets up and goes to a third, similar break room. Now he's reading about what hiking boots are the best. The man heard the clicking of high heels coming down the hallway. Just before the door opens, they stop when a voice from further down the hall rings out. "Hey, Kathy." The second voice asks a question about expenditures. Kathy answers and enters the break room. "Hey, Kathy, how are you?" the man asked. The middle-aged woman stopped and looked at the man reading a magazine. A wide smile comes across her face. "Oh, hey, you. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while."
This bitch has seen me never. Office culture and rampant PC have made these zombies unable to admit any wrongdoing. I know her name, so she must know me. God forbid she is human, and admitting she has forgotten my name is an uncomfortable situation and makes her feel, or even worse, look bad.
"This overtime, huh?" Kathy grabs a can of coffee out of her fridge. "It's a nightmare. Once we get through this quarter, however, things should settle down. You know how this place is. Gotta take a ton of salt with everything you hear. We will probably have to keep working overtime." "Ain't that the truth?" Kathy says, followed by a polite, insincere laugh. "At least we get to unwind this Friday at the company birthday monthly party. How many people have birthdays this month?" "I think 10. Lots of sheet cake. Oh, so delicious, I'm sure." "Be still my heart. I need to get back. You should too." "I doubt it. I've been here forever. My boss still thinks it's my first day." "Preaching to the choir. See you Friday. It's a date. Take care." The man and Kathy wave to each other as she walks out. The man finishes his article on field first aid and the many uses of a space blanket. He looks at his watch. A little early, but he can work with the time. He gets up and walks to the elevator. Without looking, he hits the button to the floor he wants. The pop music disappears as the doors shut. When the ride's over, the doors open to reveal a different hallway, one located in the sub-basement, comprised and made entirely out of concrete. The man walks out and heads down it. A couple of turns later, he is in a smaller hallway. He throws open the door and walks in the supply closet. He puts the briefcase on the shelf and walks to the other side. He pulls out a shelf rack and bends down to a large vent. A couple minutes and a screwdriver later, it is open. The man pulls out a bag and starts to undress. The man walks further into the sub-basement. He stops at a particular spot. He uses the stepladder to reach the slyly marked ceiling panel. He reaches in and pulls out a small USB drive and replaces it with another. He puts the panel back and takes the ladder. The man continues his walk until he's at a large steel door.
Okay, kids, now watch this.
He walks up, puts the ladder to the side, and looks at the keypad in front of him. He types in an 8-digit number and the door swings open.
Now, just how did I do that? Pay attention. You will see.
He walks in and surveys the room. Multiple servers hum with activity. The air is far colder in here. But, due to the sewn-in insulation of the overhauls, the man is quite comfortable. He walks to a server near the back. He pulls out the USB he got earlier and puts it in the port. The blinking light on the USB shows it's working, and the man smiles and walks to another door. A second 8-digit number later, he is in a massive vault.
This place looks like at the end of the Raiders, for those that need a point of reference.
The man walks to a small crate and pulls it out. He reaches in the black velvet bag and pulls out a skull made out of crystal. He tosses it in the black plastic bag he's carrying and puts the small crate back. He enters the server room again. The USB is no longer flashing. He removes it and leaves the server room.
Okay. Full disclosure. I've broken into this place so many times, I've just made it easy on myself. Through the USB, I download everything this place is working on since I was last there. All the door codes are changed at a set time simultaneously. So, I started doing it through the USB. Emails are sent, managers think security has done it, security thinks management has done it. Nope, it's all me. Everybody's happy to kick the can down the road and let someone else do it. Bureaucracy is a beautiful thing. It's my secret weapon. The only pain is every 3 months or so I have to sneak in here and change the codes. It sucks, but in the long run it has made my life so much easier. Every time I bring a USB with my program in it, the program copies the files, changes the code, and sends the emails. I bring an empty one and leave with a full one in the vent. The skull? Yep. It's what you think it is. The government has one. All department heads want it. It is believed to have some sort of advanced knowledge from aliens in it. Some senators and congressmen know about it and want it for whatever company they are whores for. I do this because it's my job. My department doesn't exist on paper. I'm technically the only one in it. When a government official needs something quote unquote sensitive done, they reach out to me. Why has no one caught on? 2 reasons. That beautiful word bureaucracy. And quite frankly, all this shit is shady. If something is stolen, like this skull, they can't report it, will not admit it, and will never talk about it to anyone. If, let's say this skull was stolen, besides someone like me, they investigate who may have taken it. Oh, and by the way, guess who's asked to do the investigation? Me. I usually blow it off for a few months and then tell them where it is. They ask me to retrieve it. The goddamn thing isn't even real at this point. I've had fakes made. So the real one is at my place safe and sound. God forbid it gets dropped and breaks. So I'm keeping it safe. Now, back to the action.
The man enters the supply closet. 5 minutes later, he's walking down the hallway in business casual clothing and has a brown leather messenger bag over his shoulder. As he nears the elevator, and it opens, and a security guard walks out.
New guy. Has to be. Only new guys would start their rounds early. This early anyway.
"Can I help you, sir?" "Nope," the man smiles. "I just got a little lost. First day." The security guard looks at the man sternly. "Yeah. Then how do you have the code to get down here then?" "Oh, I'm IT. Had a bit of emergency. All done now. Crisis averted." "Sir, I'm going to have to look at your lanyard, please. And also your bag." I'm in a rush. I want to impress my boss. Please excuse me." The man tries to enter the elevator, but the guard stops him. They look at each other. The guard reaches for his gun. The man grabs the guard's arm and keeps him from pulling out the gun. They scuffle and slam against the wall. The man slams his head into the guard's face. The guard staggers, and the man swings his bag and hits him in the head with it. The guard drops to the floor, knocked out. The man squats down, rolls him over to his stomach, then pulls out a needle out of the bag and shoots him with it.
Don't worry, it's just a little concoction I made up for this very thing. It would look like he had passed out and slammed his face on the floor. I also included some twilight drugs, quote unquote. He won't remember the last couple days or the next couple weeks, for that matter. Or what I look like, or that this has happened. I can't be leaving dead bodies around this place. When he doesn't check in 15 minutes, they will look and find him here.
Minutes later, the man exits the elevator and enters the lobby. He heads towards the coffee kiosk. He still has a couple minutes before he can leave. He watches the hustle and bustle. Steve? He feels sad for these fools. Such empty and sad lives they lead. Excuse me, Steve? The man eagerly waits out the last couple minutes before he leaves. But then he feels a tap on his shoulder. He turns around to see a young woman looking at him, holding out a nice coffee. What? You're Steve, right? Iced mocha cappuccino? The man grabs the cup. Yeah, sure. I'm Steve, thanks. He grabs the cup and walks outside. Behind him, he hears a voice. Where's my ice cap? Security, as usual, is a breeze. With his high clearance counterfeit lanyard, they just wave him through. He walks, sipping his ice cap mocha, towards the helipad to the side. As he nears, a helicopter descends. Right on time, the man thinks. A couple of men wearing business suits get out. The man knows that one of them is a senator that sits on the defense committee. Today just so happens to be his scheduled tour / getting his ass kicked day. They pass him as he nears the helicopter. The man hops in and hands the pilot something. New orders. I need a quick ride to Vegas. Then you will come back after. Sorry for any inconvenience.
Yep. As you probably guessed, the orders are fake too.
The pilot looks at the written orders. No problem, sir. No need to ask me to log in more flight time. I'm happy to. Good to hear it. It's what I love about you airmen. The man buckles in and puts on the headphones as the helicopter lifts into the air. It ascends to cruising altitude and heads towards Vegas. We will be in Vegas before you know it, sir. We are now leaving Area 51 airspace. How was your day, by the way? If you don't mind me asking. I like to make small talk during the trip. It makes the ride faster for the passengers. Same old, same old. A little bit weird. Apparently now my name is Steve, the man answers, taking a sip out of his ice cap. Excuse me, sir? Yep. I told you this dude was interesting. You wouldn't believe the first several stories my researchers found on this guy. Think about him when you're going about your day. Just any random man or woman. You have no idea what they're up to. Even if it's high-level shenanigans like this.